So you bought a Tesla and now you want to open your garage door with that Tesla. One of the first things you might notice is that the Teslas did not come with the home link button that you can find sometimes on the visor or the rearview mirror. Cars have been coming with it since like 1995. Teslas don't have them from the factory. Does not come that way. So you have three choices in front of you. The first choice is to do nothing, and you can use the remote control that you get with whatever garage door opener you have. You can clip it on your visor, do whatever you've been doing in every other car that you want, costs you nothing. But if you want to proceed with being able to open and close your garage door with your car, you have two choices. Choice number one is you can have HomeLink added to your Tesla from a Tesla dealer, or you can do it yourself. Tesla sells a HomeLink hardware that can be installed in your front bumper. Now, they sell the part, and the part I think is like $350, but it's not as easy as just quickly plugging it in. There's YouTube videos on it, so if you want to do it yourself, you can. But there's also, you have to take the frunk apart a little bit and get up in the front bumper, and there is a spot on the harness to plug it into, so it can be added. You can take it to the Tesla service center and have them do it, but $350 for the part, plus you have to have labor for them to do it. I never got a quotation for it, but if you take it to a service center, I'm guessing it's going to cost you $500 to $600, maybe a little more. But then you can control it from your screen, just like you could with anything else. It uses the radio waves to transmit. Now, option two for doing it with your Tesla would be to use the Wi-Fi enabled that the cars do come equipped with. So Teslas come with a partnership with MyQ, and MyQ is a Wi-Fi that will go from your car to your garage. Now, if you happen to have a nicer, higher-end garage door opener that's equipped with Wi-Fi, you're way ahead of the game. But I think most people don't. So if you don't have a Wi-Fi enabled garage door opener, the little motor up on top, you can either swap it out to one, but changing them out is going to cost you hundreds of dollars depending on which route you go, ceiling mounted, wall mounted. But there's a cheaper solution that you can go with here. If you'd like, you can get a controller that you mount in your garage, and it connects to yours, to whatever garage door opener you have. You just have to make sure you have those laser beams at the front of the garage that connect, and then it's compatible with this smart controller. So with this MyQ smart controller garage door opener, they're $30. So right now, MyQ actually has a deal going on for people with Teslas. You can sign up, you can do a free trial, free 30-day trial, and you can get the free $30 control box to put in your garage. That's the route I went. Now, before I go through that process, you might ask yourself, why would I ever subscribe to opening and closing my garage door? That's ridiculous. And I agree. That was my first reaction right away, is absolutely not. I'm not going to subscribe to open it. But then I actually did the math, and it works itself out pretty easily, pretty quickly. It depends on the type of car owner that you are. Now, if you're the type of person who owns a car for 30 years, doing the HomeLink might be the perfect route for you, because even though you have this investment right now, long term, it'll pay itself off and you're fine. But if you're the type of car owner, not homeowner, if you're the type of car owner that changes cars every couple of years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever, then the math works out much better for MyQ. So once again, if you get the HomeLink, you're looking at probably $500 to $600 if you have a shop do it. You're looking at minimum $350 for you, because that's what the part alone costs, is $350. If you do the MyQ, even if you buy the $30 box, or if you get it for free, $30 isn't a lot, but then you look into subscriptions. Right now, as of October 2025, the subscription cost for 5 years is $161. So yes, you're subscribing, but still, if you have your car for 5 years, it is far less than the $500-$600 you're going to pay. It's $161. And even if you opt for the 10 years, you're still only looking at $270. So you'd have to be getting into like a 20-year something plan for it to match up with the cost of getting the physical hardware, the HomeLink. The other thing is that if you physically get the HomeLink hardware installed in your Tesla, when you sell your Tesla, it goes with the Tesla. Whereas the MyQ, you can just pair it with your next car because it's something you pay. You can actually control it from your phone, all that kind of stuff. Now, this might sound like a MyQ advertisement. It's not. I don't know MyQ. I'm a pebble in the pond of YouTube. I'm not getting any money from this. It's just the math. The math for me makes way more sense to subscribe to MyQ than it does to physically buy the hardware from Tesla to get the HomeLink. So I have subscribed now and I've installed it. And I'm going to kind of go through that with you and I'll show you some of the cool features that it comes with. So on the MyQ homepage, which again, myq.com, you can go to the smart home drop down right there at the top and you can scroll down to garage control. And in there is the smart garage door opener. You can see it's $37 or $30. It depends on deals and things. And FAQs, this is how you're going to see if your garage door is compatible. So you click on that here and it just walks you through, how should I connect? Do you have any of these? I don't see any of those logos on mine. So I click on that. You have that laser beam at the bottom. Yes, mine does. So it's telling you that you need this smart control. It's saying you can't connect to it. So you can click on the ad. But instead of just clicking on it, you can go to the top to in vehicle and go over to the Tesla option. So if you click on that, you can click view plans and jump right to the Tesla part. It shows you your 10-year, 5-year, and 1-year plans if you're to subscribe. You do get a 30-day trial. So I didn't need to do that. But I needed this, get started, new to MyQ, because I am new to MyQ and I need that controller. So do I own a Tesla? Yes. Am I a MyQ user? No. Do I have a Wi-Fi garage door? I do not. I don't have Wi-Fi or smart or nothing on it. Do I have LiftMaster Chamberlain? No, mine's overhead door. So no. So here it says that we are eligible for a free one. So you just have to type, I'm not a robot, type in your email address and hit submit. And they should be sending a coupon for a free, the free controller, smart garage controller. So reading the instructions on this page, it says download the MyQ app and create an account. I would have to do this since I don't have one. So I click on the Apple Store because I'm an Apple consumer, and it brings me right to the app. I hit get, and then you do what you need to do to download the actual app. And you just got to wait. It's not a very big data app, so it doesn't take very long to download. But once you're there, you can go through the next couple settings. While waiting for it to download, I went back to read the instructions. So TAM controls on your Tesla to link it. It's kind of telling us what we got to do next. But while I was reading ahead, I just noticed it finished downloading. So I opened up the app and I went through the instructions. So yeah, I'm going to allow it to connect to Bluetooth devices. Yes, I want notifications. You have to agree to the privacy or you can't get in. Now you either need to log in or register. Since I don't have an account, I had to register. So I click on that and you wait, a minute for that next icon to open up. So now it's opened. You can log in different ways. I chose to continue with Apple, so I use my Apple ID to log in. So I will click on that. And then it's going to give me options about email address and if I want to share or hide. I chose to hide and then I hit continue. I learned this works for the main user, but to invite other people, you can't do that. I'll bring it up later. So it auto generates an email that's linked to yours but not yours, and that's how it works. Next step, all you need to do is put in your zip code and then agree to the terms like everything else, and then you can hit that arrow and it jumps right over and starts registering your account. You hit continue on the tracker. I don't want it to track, so when it does the pop-up, I decline it. Ask app not to track because that's my personal preference. And then you're here. So now to connect up and get our free trial or free part, I'm going to hit the controls over here. I go straight up to the garage door icon, link my Q account. I have to scan it on my phone, click on the little icon that pops up, and it starts loading up the MyQ right away here. And then I can connect to it. Begin trial. No, my Q Garage is connected to your account. Open the My Q app. I hit OK. Freeze trial. Scrolling down. And I would go to connect, but I don't have a My Q, so we got to find out how to get that free one. So after I registered for My Q and I linked it to my car and I started my free trial, according to that email, I got a confirmation email. I thought I was going to get an emailed coupon so I could get my free smart garage door controller. I never got it. I kept waiting. Finally, after about a week, I'm like, I'm just going to call them because I know it's $30 and I could just buy it, but I want a free garage door controller. So I ended up going through MyQ's customer service. I ended up calling. I'll actually put the number on the screen for who you can call. And it turned into like a 28-minute phone call. I was only on hold for like 5 minutes, but it ended up being a long phone call. And they believed me right away. They were super helpful, super nice. It just took a very long time. But I'm happy. They filled it all out. I got a confirmation email afterwards. The website says that if you have a Tesla, you're eligible for a free smart garage door controller, but you have to pay shipping. I didn't have to pay anything. And it took about another week for me to receive it. But once I got it, I was pretty happy. I just checked tracking and our Chamberlain smart garage door controller's here. So let's go check the mailbox. Hi guys, today we're going to be doing an unboxing video of this MyQ smart garage door controller. Since our Tesla doesn't have the radio transmitter to open and close the garage door from the factory, we had to choose between having one added or doing the MyQ smart garage door opener, since we don't have a smart garage door opener already. So let's do an unboxing. I'm going to open this up. I just got this in the mail, so I haven't had a chance to even look at it yet. Throw that aside. It's a nice small package. It's actually really small, which is nice. That means that opening won't be too hard. It is taped down, so I'm going to need a pocket knife to open this guy up. And what is inside? We got some more paperwork. I forgot if there's a hub and a transmitter, so this is one of the two of them. I'm going to put these guys kind of right here. And then I can open up. Okay, so this is the hub. Now that I've seen the whole thing, you got some mounting hardware. This is going to be your sensor, I think they called it, and your power cable. So all together, and then there's just a little warning sign if you need a garage door warning thing. So we have our hub here that controls everything, and this is what you're going to end up mounting on the wall. And then this is your sensor that you are going to end up mounting on your garage door. They've included your hardware packet here, which has Velcro for your sensor to mount on the garage door. And then there's also some screws and some drywall anchors, which will be to mount your hub on the wall by an outlet. This is your mounting bracket that clips onto here. This is going to be your charging cable for this and your little user quick start guide. We will get cracking and install this because I can't wait. Okay, we are going to install the MyQ Hub by Chamberlain. This has the garage door open buttons to open and close your garage door. You can actually do two separate doors. I don't want to put it by my garage door, by the door into my house, because the regular garage door button that I already have will work just fine. So I'm just going to put it over here because this will still control the garage door. This is at the front of my garage. It's out of the way, technically, is what I'm doing. So I need an outlet, so I'm going to use this outlet. Ignore that there's no faceplate on it. We're painting the garage, and that's why the faceplate is off. But just so you're aware, whenever a house is built, on a new construction, the electrical box is always screwed or nailed into a stud, into a 2x4. So wherever there's an outlet on one side or the other on a new construction, there is always a 2x4. So I know because here's an outlet, there's either a 2x4, also known as a stud, here or here. So what I ended up doing was I use the handy dandy stud finder and I put it off to the side, and as I go across, I have already found out that right here on the right side of my outlet is the 2x4. The other thing I wanted to know is I wanted to know how the power was coming into it, because as I'm screwing into the wall, I want to make sure I do not screw into an outlet, or into a wire, I mean. Looking inside here with a flashlight, I can see that the power wires are coming up here. So it's going to be coming up, and since this is the garage door, I know it's not going over. I have no fear of running into electrical on this side. So now I know where my 2x4 is. I look at my installation plate for the hub. The installation plate shows you what is vertical, which is right here, and it matches up with your little up arrow right here. So I know what is up. Now the actual, dropped it. Now the actual drill holes are laterally. The thing that makes this a little undesirable is if it was vertical, I could just screw these two right into a stud and be done. But because they're lateral, I can't do that because studs aren't that wide. Realistically, I could probably install it like this and it would not matter, but I'm just going to follow the instructions. I don't know why. And I'm going to screw it in like this. So stud is here. I'm going to put it in here. What I was kind of playing around with already was if I have this vertically, I want to make sure that my cord will connect and reach. Yeah, you could take the strap off and modify and make it longer, but this is fine. I just want to keep it sleek and simple. So I'm going to put it right there. I put the plate on the wall with the arrow up based on where I outlined it. When I put the actual hub up there, I kind of trace the outside. I use painter tape on my wall. You can just, use a number 2 pencil on your wall and you can wash it off. But I use tape, especially because our wall is a navy blue. It's easier to see. Pencil on the green painter's tape. But I position this where I want. You try to get it, vertical. If you want to slap a level, I mean, it's round, but you could try to do something there. I take my number 2 pencil and I mark inside the 2 holes so I know where they have to go. And now I actually take my 5/32 drill bit, which is what matches the drywall anchors they gave me, and I'm going to screw these two. I'm going to drill, not screw. I'm going to drill out these 2 holes. So I'll go in here and drill through the drywall. On both of them. Drilled all the way through. Now I'm ready to get my anchors and a hammer and punch those into the wall. These are the drywall anchors that they gave inside the packet with the kit. I have just a basic hammer. I'm going to line it up with the holes I just drilled into my drywall, which is easier said than done when you're holding it all in one hand. Kind of push it in the hole with your fingers. And then you just tap them in with your hammer. Now you have that done. There's no reason at this point to keep your tape on the wall, so you can rip all your masking tape off if you choose to do that. Again, that's optional. I was just being extra. And now you can actually fasten the hub straight to the wall. All right. Now we have the installation plate for the hub, and I have my screws. So I'm going to kind of crouch down here, line it up, get one of them started. And then I can do the same thing, swivel it around, get the other one started. You can put the first one in a little deeper if you'd like, but don't crank it down until you get both of them started. Otherwise, you might have a hard time aligning your second hole. I'm going to use my screwdriver. I put it on the lowest torque setting because I don't need to hammer this in for any reason. You can use a hand screwdriver as well. You don't have to use a power one. I'm just being quick. And now that that's in, it is nice and tight. I'm happy with it. Now I can take my Q hub and I can slap it on the wall. You have to have it clocked, and then you rotate it and boom, it's locked in, and I can just plug it in. So we are going to clean this corner of the garage door because MyQ does recommend that you put it in the upper left or the upper right corner of your garage door. So I'm going to use some Lysol and some wipe. That you can use alcohol. Most people use alcohol, but this should be good enough. I really don't care. So I'm going to wipe off the corner and make sure I have a clean surface for the adhesive to bond to. So here's the sensor. I already put some Lysol on the back of this paper towel, and I'm just going to clean the back so this way it can bond real nicely to the adhesive. So now we have the Velcro, and we're going to put the Velcro straps on the back of the sensor. All we got to do, they have a little protective film. You peel that protective film right off, and we're going to put one of them right at the very top, and I will put the other one at the very bottom. Push down nice and firm so it's on there. And now I got those two. Now I'm going to go put it on the door. So now on the back of the MyQ sensor, if I flip it behind, we still have that Velcro. I'm going to peel off the back plastic on both of those Velcro strips. I'm going to reach up into the top corner where I want this to go, and I'm going to firmly press on here to make sure that that adhesive bonds to the area that we just cleaned. And now that it's on, we're good. So now we're going to go through the installation of the MyQ app. So I'm clicking on the MyQ app. I'm going to go to the Smart Hub Garage Control because that's what we bought. Go through here. It starts off giving me a list of what I need. I have everything on that list, so I'm ready. Oh, you actually have to go through and check the boxes. As I check all the boxes, I hit I'm ready. So go to your garage, plug in your device into the outlet. The light should blink. So I'm going to go and plug it in. And it is blinking, so we are good. Next, searching for device. It found it, so I'm going to click on it. Now it wants to pair. I'm going to hit pair with my phone, so it will connect. I have to select my Wi-Fi, and I will choose my Wi-Fi password. Connecting takes a while. Plus, you got to hope you use the right Wi-Fi password. Okay, we are connected successfully. Now let's connect to the devices in your garage. So I hit next. Now we have to set up the sensor. Your sensor must be placed in your garage door in order to work. Already done. So now I have to remove the battery tab. So we go up to the sensor, and we have this little battery tab here, and I'm going to put a finger on here to make sure it's still solid. And I pulled this out, so now the battery is active on the sensor. I hit next, push the LED button, and I should see red. I did see red. Perfect. I can press that again. You see a red light there. The next step will pair your door to your control hub. Tap next to begin. Push and release the button again to complete. There we go. I heard the hub beep, so I know it's connecting. It is now paired. Install the sensor in your garage door, which I've already done. It wants to make sure that this is connected up here, which is good. And you can connect that with Velcro or screws. I chose Velcro. Put it in the top area, put on the adhesive strip. It's really walking you through. I did it exactly how it asked. To pair with the motor. So now I need to pair the hub with our garage door. So I'm going to hit next. The next step is going to cause the garage door to move. So the garage door is going to open in this next step. So we need to be careful. So I need to grab a ladder so I have a clear access to it. Let's go get a ladder. So we have a ladder. We're underneath our garage door motor. So I hit next. It asks me what kind I have. I have an overhead door. So I'm looking on the list for overhead door. I select it. I got to make sure it's compatible, which it is. And then I need to locate the pair button. So I'm going to go up here and find the Learn Program button, which is going to be this button on the right. Briefly but firmly press, like a doorbell, the Program Learn button. Press until the LED light turns on. Immediately release the button to avoid erasing the transmitter. I'm pressing, light turns on. I hit next. Now you're attempting to pair with your motor. Well, that's weird. Does it require me to press anything on the hub? We'll see if that worked. That felt weird. Oh, snap! it auto paired by itself. We didn't have to do anything. That is impressive. I thought I'd have to press something on the hub. No, you just press and hold that for 2 seconds. It auto pairs and the door opened up and it's closing, leaving our dog outside. Bye, baby. Now it says it's paired, so I can go to next. What would you like to call it? Garage door. I don't need a fancy name for my garage door. Second sensor. We can skip that. I don't have a second sensor. Before installing your MyQ Smart Garage Door Hub, take a few minutes to watch the video. I'm good. I already installed it. Grab your tools. Already done. Place it someplace. Already done. Scrolling through that. Mark your locations. Yep, it's got all the steps that I already did. Mount it. Done deal. And now it wants me to be a Prime member, and I'm going to ignore that part. There is the Amazon key thing to automatically open and close your garage door for when Amazon packages get delivered. I'm not going to worry about that today. So we will continue to exit, and we're done. We have to set this up in the car now, the MyQ. I haven't seen any instructions, nor have I tried this yet, so kind of figure it out with me. I know we hit controls, and then up here by your profile, there is the garage door symbol. So I'm going to click on that, and it says it's closed. What happens if I tap it? Holy cow, I set nothing up. This just auto-connected itself. I think it's because previously, when I was trying to order the garage door MyQ, I had to like set it up with scanning it, which I did earlier in the video. And I can just press this and press that, and I can open and close. And now the MyQ hub is going crazy to tell us that the garage door is closing. And is that not even closing now? Or is it just a really slow close? No. I don't know. It opened. I don't know how it closes. The one cool thing is we kept our manual garage door opener in down there. We didn't want to clip it in at the visor up here because we thought that that would leave a mark, and we just didn't feel like doing that. So we left it down in our Tesla tray to open and close it. I didn't like that, so this is why we looked into the MyQ option. And I am not sure what the door is doing. The door is yelling at us that it's open. It opens just fine. It just doesn't like to close.
All right. It took a little while to get everything set up after the last cut. The garage door was opening, but it wasn't always closing. I had to play around with it. I didn't do anything. I think it just maybe needed time to do updates since I just installed it. But now when I click on this, you have your little icon at the top right there. You also have that icon. So in fact, even if I don't open controls, if you just go right up here, you can click on your little icon there and it says it's closed, and I can tap on it and it is remoting open the garage door. The other thing is if you want to go to your settings here with a control and go there and you click on settings, to turn on any of these openings when I arrive, auto close when I leave, mirrors, chime, you actually have to set your garage location, and you actually have to click right there. I was like clicking over here. I was trying to turn things on. It wouldn't let me do it. You actually have to click there. It auto pins where your garage is, and then you can turn it on if you want it to auto open when you come home, and then you can plus or minus to see what the distance, so 10 feet, 20 feet, you can make it way. I wanted it small, like 20 feet. And then I want it to auto close when I leave. And then I don't need my mirrors to open and close because I have a big enough garage. And then I want it to let me know that it's doing it. And I can click close if I want. Now, the one thing here is that you need to give the garage door time to reset. You can't just open, close real quick like you can with a normal radio transmitter, like a handheld one. This one, when you open it, and I can actually show you here, if I go right here and I open the garage door, I'll even open up settings, and here's like your thinking part. You can see it's loading. So that hub is telling me what's going on, and it takes a little while to close, and then all of a sudden it beeps and the garage door does close. It's not super fast for closing. It's pretty quick for opening, but closing does take a little bit of time. And then when you want to open it after closing, you have to wait for this to reset, which takes a little while.
Now we're going to do some testing. For theatrics, I started my house with the garage lights off. I'll be walking from inside my house, getting into my car, and then I'll just open up the garage door and leave. And without controlling the garage door, we'll see what happens. I do have to press the open, so I can press it right on the dash there. You can see how the garage icon popped up right away to allow me to open the garage. I didn't have to sift through my navigation. When it detected me in the car, it popped right up. I used voice command to give me a GPS location. I had to go pick up dinner. And then from there, I just start manually driving out of my garage. But you can see at the top, it's saying garage doors open. That's where it is right now. As I drive forward, you're going to see a countdown. So now it's saying garage door 30 feet is going to close. And it'll count down from 30 to 20, down to 10, and then 5. Right now it's saying 10 feet. It'll stop. It'll close the door. So I pull forward. Now it's saying garage door is closing. So it's all autonomous except for that open button I had to press. And as I drive away, it'll close. Now, I do speed up the time a little bit here because it does take a while for that door to fully close. I don't know why it opens fast, but it closes kind of slow. But by the time I get to the end of my block, it says door closed, and that was successful.
Here comes my wife. We tried the auto open at 20 feet, but you had to be like up against the garage door for it to read. So now we tried it at 40 feet, and the door is closed. So let's see what happens here when she goes to back up. At what distance will it auto open? UFO is backing up. Still not opening. We already went from 20 to 40 feet. There you go. So it did chime. So the chime works. Even though she's realistically 10 feet away from the sensor, the hub, we have the setting set to 40 feet and now it opens. So it's off by a lot, but it's something good to learn and test. Okay, the door did auto close when she left. I didn't record that. We've upped it to 80 feet. Our goal is at the beginning of the driveway. We want the door to open. So the door is still closed. It is still closed. She's at the front of the driveway and it's opening. Wunderbar. 80 feet seems to be the golden ticket. And I will actually measure to see how far away that is because that is not an 80-foot driveway. So my driveway is 52 feet long and we have it set to 80 feet. And the opener is right next to the door.
Now that I'm added to the app, I will add my wife. So I click on the menu in the bottom right corner, and it will take me to the next place where I'm going to click users and credentials. And in here, I can click add a user at the top. And then the next screen will allow me to put what they are, co-owner, just someone in the household. So co-owner for her, she's my wife. Kids might be household. So I put in her name and her email address. And that is all you really got to do here. Except at the very bottom, you do have to hit create user and it says success. And then I can share it with her via text message. It does send an email, but I sent it to her via text message right there. And that makes it easy and quick on her end. And then you hit exit and continue and you're done. And now that I'm on her phone, I'll click on messages and here I can find that there is a text message from me, confirmation. So I'm going to go out and I will go into the App Store and I will look for the MyQ app. Doing a quick search of that. We'll bring that up for download. I'll click on get, do your confirmation to make sure you got it, and then it should download pretty quickly. Now I can open the app, hit the allow button so it can connect to Bluetooth. Allow, I want notifications. I agree to terms of use. Now I have to log in or register. Since she's new, I click register. And this goes into the same thing I did with the app where you can choose how you want to register with email. At first I did with my Apple ID. This will be a mistake. I kept it anonymous. I have to redo this later, which you'll see in a minute. It generates a fake email, which gets tied and forwards things to your regular email. This works for the primary, but not for the secondaries. So I put in our zip code and I move forward with registration. And at first glance, it seems like everything works out. The app crashes here. I don't know why. I end up having to force close it and then reopen it again, and it lets me log in. So you'll see that it's been stuck on the screen for a while, but I'll double click and I'll have to kill the app, and then I reopen it again. And then once it loads here, it's already in. So it wants me to track across apps. I never allow this, so I say ask app not to track. I learned that I cannot link somebody with these anonymous emails when you do something like that, where it gives you the option to hide email. So I couldn't get it to work. I end up having to delete that account and then start over with the registration. So here we're back on the app. I click on register just like in the beginning, but this time I'm going to go continue with email because I forwarded it to her email. So I'll put in our zip code again, which accept the terms of conditions, put in your name. I put in her name because it's her app, her phone, put in her email, and I was able to create a password. So I manually typed in a password. I ended up taking a screenshot so I could send it to my wife for her own personal record since I did it and not her. And that was the screenshot. And then it emailed me a confirmation code. So I had to go to her email, and I didn't know where it was, so I had to search for mail because it's her computer, her phone, and not mine. I found the confirmation code, copied it, went back into the app. I pasted the confirmation code right into the app, and then from there it's verified, so we can move forward. So as soon as I go to the next page, I find out again that it makes me log in. So I went through here and I typed in the email and password that I had just created seconds ago. And then you do the sign in. And I find again it crashed. So I force closed it. I opened the app up again, went back to log in. I was having some weird issues with the app, but only at the startup. After that, it worked just fine. So again, I type in the email and password for my wife. And then when I was done, I was able to hit sign in, and it did launch right away. And my wife, after this, had full access. It says she's been invited. She clicked the accept button. And then it again asks about like Amazon key to open your garage door. I said no, because I'm not going to worry about that right now. And then by clicking that little home button, the garage door button on the app, you can actually open and close it from your phone as well. So from your car and your phone, you have control both ways.
So this is just final thoughts on the MyQ. We've had it installed in our house for about 3 days now, and we love it. It's actually really cool. We love the fact that you can hop in your car, leave the garage door closed. It's easy to keep the toddler wrangled in the garage if she can't run away. So this way, leave it closed, get her in the car, hop in the car, open it with the home link or with the MyQ, and we drive away. And I love the countdown where it shows me 30 feet, 20 feet, 10 feet, shuts the garage door, and I can be driving around the block and have a quick memory lapse like, oh, did I close the garage door? Did I not? And whether I look at the app on my phone or if I look at it on the car, it'll say if the garage door is open or closed. I love that. There's been plenty of times where I've had to like drive around the block and double check, especially if you're leaving for the weekend. It's nice to have that peace of mind. Now, I'd be curious if the home link also gives you those kind of notifications instead of the MyQ. I really don't know. But right now, whether we're leaving or going, when you come back and the door just automatically opens for you, it's really handy. Yeah, it was a little annoying setting up. I mean,
Getting it was a pain in the butt, but that's because I was trying to get it free. If I would have just bought it, it would have been real straightforward. Installing it was super easy. Their app is very helpful, which is good. My biggest complaint on the install is right after it's installed, there's nothing telling you why it doesn't work well for like an hour or two. There's no updating, no notification on your phone, on the car. They should do something about that part of the install to just give you a notification that for the next 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever, there's an update. But once we got about an hour, 2 or 3 into it, it worked great and it was really cool. And we both really like it. So we're happy with our decision. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any Tesla related questions, please leave a comment down below and I'll either reply directly to you or I'll try to make a video answering your question. Thank you.